you guys to expound a little bit more on that. Like, what are practical ways that you've been able to be your husband's peace? I know Bea started off with, or Bella, sorry, I keep on thinking the Spanish version of it. Bella started off with fasting, right, when her husband was experiencing certain things, and that being a very powerful spiritual principle of interceding and praying on behalf of your husband to the God that you serve. But what are other practical ways that you have been able or are able to be a place of peace for your husband in this world that is quite, that is quite toxic, or that is just not safe for men, especially Black men? I'll start with you, Lady Di.
So I'll say it like this. I like to bring in the negative points so we can make it positive. So there are women out here that would literally, they get home or they're home already and they're trying to pick a fight with men about little things. And I'm going to talk about all the basic things because these are the basic issues that are hindering relationships. Men, right? Not as clean, pick up your shoes. I don't want to pick up stuff behind you, stuff like that. You didn't take out the garbage. It smells, and they're trying to argue and like have a serious fight with them. And I mean like yelling match. That's not how you approach somebody when they come home. Because if it was the other way around, that woman would be crying. So instead of doing stuff like that, right? I feel your man comes home, make sure that you have a smile on your face. Even, I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect situation every time he comes home, but majority of your thoughts need to be positive when he comes home. Be happy to see him. So when you do see him, you're smiling, you're giving him a hug possibly, you're giving him a kiss possibly. It's not that hard, or he's coming to you, giving you a kiss, whatever, as long as you're approachable. A lot of women are not approachable and they don't want to be approached. They don't want to approach the man at all. It's like they're living with a roommate that they don't like. So a support is just making sure you're supporting. Supporting is all positive. So he comes home, he may either have a bad day or not. Make sure that you're listening, number one. He came home, make sure you listen to him talk. Right? A lot of women just like to yap, 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 yap. Okay, you could do that. Because guess what? Your man is not going to talk that long, not that much, most of the time. So let him talk. Let him get his thoughts out because he came home. And if you both came home, make sure you guys are giving that, each other balance on who's speaking. Hear each other out. Don't be so quick to always say something when it's not needed. Some men, it's hard for them to come up with or voice their feelings. So when they are, keep it quiet, because when are you going to hear it again? So just be a listening ear and just be there for whatever he needs. That's the best way you could give him peace.
Just be a listening ear. And I want to also to add to that real quick. It sounds like listening to listen. Well, at least what I'm learning is, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong here, if you guys have any thoughts on this, but like sometimes I feel as if, you have men now who are, for example, let's think of the manosphere, right? Where all these women are just like, oh, we want to know what men think, or why is it that men can't share their emotions, or why is it that men can't this or that? And I literally remember doing a poll and I asked men, what's the main reason that you guys don't like to share your emotions or share your feelings to women? And overwhelmingly response I got was because the woman will use it against us, or they will try to, they may start judging us, or they may start trying to control us, or just all these different ways to try to manipulate. And it's like, if a man tells you how he feels, it's not your job to then now go in and then try to make him feel differently, or to try to school him, or to try to nag him, or to say this is right or wrong, or to try to police the way he's saying things. So I think even developing the skill of listening properly, I think is just as important, because there's women who can listen just simply because they want to try to respond, or they can listen now because they want to try to find a different way to try to manipulate, and that can be just as toxic. So it's like, you want to be a healthy listener.
Yeah, that's another topic. We could get into that probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So SB, what do you have on the topic?
I just always make myself available for my husband. You want to, I say any relationship, any marriage relationship, you want to be so intentional, or try to get to the point where you're intentional that a woman, the wife, can be available for the husband, whether, if she's working, make sure she's not working too much, or that we're not working too much, that we can't do, we can't be those helpmates for our husbands. that adds a lot of stress on the relationship when you're not available, or you're tired when you come home from work after working 8 to 10 hours. And Lady Di, why we just can't take out the trash? I hear women arguing about that all the time, but it's like by the time you've argued, you could have rolled the trash to the curb yourself. So I think a lot of stress comes from us just being still, just out of order and not available to be in our roles. And I just think that we need to concentrate on being available for our husbands. That's a practical thing that we need to concentrate on doing it. Whether it's let me have one baby every 2 years versus one every 9 months, or one every 10 months, or whatever the situation may be, that can help us be more flexible or more available. I just think that's one of the most important things, is to be available.